Hello friends, this is Dr. G.S. Wajire from Department of Electronics, Sri Shivaji College, Akola. Friends, today's topic for discussion is Unit 3 and its title is Feedback Amplifiers and Oscillators. So first we will discuss part A, it is Feedback Amplifiers. As the name indicates, basically it is amplifier, that means it is used to increase the strength of signal, and the word feedback, it indicates that some part of output is fed back to the input. As you know, any amplifier circuit simply increases the signal strength, but while amplifying, it just increases the strength of its input signal, whether it contains information or some noise along with the information. Therefore, every high gain amplifier tends to give noise along with the signal, and this noise, it is highly undesirable or unwanted signal in output. Here, the process in which some part or fraction of output is fed back towards the input signal of an amplifier, then it is called as feedback amplifiers. The noise level in the amplifier circuits can be considerably reduced by using negative feedback. That means the main advantage of feedback process is to control the output signal. Come to the principle of feedback amplifier. A feedback amplifier generally consists of two parts. The first part, it is amplifier, and the second important part, it is feedback circuit. The feedback circuit usually consists of resistors. It has been found that feedback is very useful in reducing the noise and making the amplifier's operation highly stable. The feedback circuits are classified according to the polarity of output signal with respect to the input signal. Thus, depending upon the feedback signal, whether it aids or opposes the input signal, there are two types of feedback circuits. First, it is positive feedback, and second is negative feedback. Let's discuss about positive feedback. The feedback in which the feedback energy, that is either voltage or current, is in phase with the input signal, and thus it aids with input and is called as positive feedback. The positive feedback increases the overall input signal of the amplifier. Both the input signal and feedback signal introduces a phase shift of 180 degree, and it makes total 360 degree and results in phase shift around the loop, and which is finally in phase with the input signal. Along with the increase in input signal, the output signal also gets increases every time. Hence, it is also called as regenerative feedback. Such a positive feedback are used in oscillator circuits. Try to concentrate on the circuit diagram. Here, Vi is the input signal to the amplifier with gain A, and this Vo, it is the output voltage available at output of the amplifier. Now, by using this feedback circuit, we are taking some part of output which is decided by this feedback circuit, and it is connected to the input of amplifier along with its basic input. This means this feedback signal and the input signal, they are in phase with each other, and we can say the net input at the amplifier, it is going to increase. Now, as the net input is going to increase, the net output signal, it is also going to increase every time, and due to this increasing input, continuously, it is called as regenerative feedback. The net input signal to this amplifier, it is written as Vi equals to Vs plus Vf. Here Vs is signal voltage and this Vf is feedback voltage. So this same we can say Vi equals to Vs plus beta Vo. This beta Vo, it is nothing but the feedback voltage. Take this as equation 1. Now let us consider the case of positive feedback. As usual, the output voltage we can write Vo equals to Vs plus beta Vo into Av. Here Av is gain of amplifier without feedback. By separating these two terms, we can write the same equation as next step. Vo equals to Av into Vs plus Av into beta into Vo. Again, by adjusting some terms, we can write the same equation as Av into Vs equals to, taking Vo as common, and in bracket it remains 1 minus Av into beta. And finally, taking equation for this Vo upon Vs, we can write it equals to Av upon 1 minus Av into beta. Take this as equation number 2. In above equation 2, actually this Vo upon Vs, this is nothing but the net input voltage along with the feedback. And that's why this term Vo upon Vs, it is taken as the gain with positive feedback and indicated as AVF. So we can write AVF equals to Av upon 1 minus Av into beta. Take this equation 3. Now in this equation 3, as the factor 1 minus Av into beta, it is less than 1, we can rewrite this above equation 3 and conclude that the AVF is always greater than Av. Here in equation 4, AVF is voltage gain with positive feedback and Av is voltage gain without any feedback. So from this above equation 4, it is clear that the gain of amplifier with positive feedback is always greater than the gain of amplifier without feedback. This is the main conclusion from this slide. Or in simple words, we can say that the gain with positive feedback is always greater than the gain without feedback. So let's stop here. Thank you very much.